So the question is, Kashmir belong to Pakistan, India, or be an independent nation? And in a lot of the research that I was doing, aside from what we read, I see that there's pros and cons to everything. But for Kashmir to basically be an independent nation, I think the country that has to lose the most, it's absolutely India. So the first thing is, if Kashmir is going to be its independent country, the only problem with that I think would happen is that, let's just say by a miracle they got everybody to say, okay, you can be your own country. I still think that that's not going to last. Based on the history, I think that they would have to defend itself and its borders a lot from invasion again, and from other countries trying to take possession of that area. So I think that if that was the case, instead of taking its money and making its economy start and grow and have commerce and all that stuff, they would spend all of their funds and money on security, trying to keep their borders from Asia, from Pakistan, from India, from, everybody that would be trying to claim that area. So first of all, I think that that would be a huge issue. And then secondly, I think that India would fight tremendously to allow not to happen, because I think they have a lot more to lose by losing Kashmir. Basically, the the area has access to the river, in which all of the northern areas um, use the river tremendously, the Indus River. So I think that with them losing that, that wouldn't help them at all. That would basically, all of the minerals and all the things that India uses out of Kashmir, they would lose all of that. So there's not a lot of benefits to India really let it be a free state, because they take a lot from that area. Um, a couple of benefits to Kashmir, of course, would be the citizens over there would have finally a chance to deal with their own affairs for a smaller portion. They wouldn't be linked to India. They would get basically a say on how the water in the Indus River would be used, in which right now so much of it goes to northern India. Um, there's so many other things that there would be good for them. They'd actually be able to start their own economy. I think overall it would be really good for them, especially since there's so much electricity that can be generated up there, and Kashmir could really sell its power to other countries and make money. There's just a lot in that area that you can see why people really want to take control over the area. But overall, I don't think it would be better for it to separate. And mainly it's just because I don't think that they're going to be able to without other people trying to conquer them. So I think that if anything, they should just at least give Kashmir a little bit more of decision making abilities to govern their state a little bit better. Or even perhaps do something like, make a smaller Kashmir, or I don't know, do some type of treaty that it wouldn't impede it from still making its own decisions. But I just don't think that India would allow them to be their own country. I don't think any of the countries around it would allow it. The minute that one leaves, the other one's going to say, now I'm going to occupy it. I just don't think that it would work out. So overall, I think that they could for Kashmir to be an independent country, but for everybody around it, it doesn't mean that necessarily. So I think that they wouldn't allow it. So I think that they should just be allowed to have more control over the resources and what happens specifically to them.